I went to school just to please my dad, developed some anger as aftermath. I fell off the course while you wait for a Porsche. I'm coming in late off a helipad. I ain't got that money, my nose always running.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is going to be a deep dive into Cardano Warriors, the play-to-earn RPG coming out. And this is probably going to be a long video, so strap in. First off, we're going to be looking at their following. They have 14.6k followers on their Twitter, and I think something like 8k or something. I'm probably butchering it in their Discord. I can't actually join their Discord because my phone number is messed up, so I can't actually like verify to get in, but whatever. They have 14.6k followers. That's usually, you know, a good sign. It's kind of a lot, but I kind of want to jump right into the specifics about this project. And it's 10,000 of these little dudes, and it's like pixel art, and you kind of walk around. I mean, I'll just show you. So you go to cardanowarriors.io, and you get brought to this screen, and it's got some music I'm not going to play, and you walk around, and this is like the first step of, you know, showing like what the game is kind of going to look like. And if you go down and talk to the dude down here, crap, I'm gonna get blocked. Well, basically he tells you, you know, you should go talk to the farmer, and then you go all the way up there and you talk to the farmer, and then the farmer is like, you should go to the woods. So then you go to the woods, and okay, well, I guess I actually have to talk to them or else it won't show up. So I'll just do it. Go down here, dude says, you should go talk to Paulo, he's the farmer at Steve's, he knows about the light paper. So it's like, alright, let's go. Walk up. Yo, what up, Steve's? Yo, the white paper, it's in the chest in the woods to the south. Alright, appreciate the info, buddy. Go down here. Hopefully it shows up now. Hey, and there it is. Would you look at that, a chest. And then boom, click on the link. What link? There is no link, but you click, and here we go. So this is their light paper, and it's a doozy. So I'm gonna try to do my best to explain it, and if I butcher anything, I'm gonna put a link to their YouTube video where they explained basically everything I'm gonna try to explain, and probably a bit more. And they had an AMA at the end too that might answer some of your questions. So why Cardano? Basically the same reasons you guys already know. It's cheap, it's fast, secure, good stuff. This is their story. A long time ago in the vastness of space, a meteor wandered aimlessly until it collided with the planet Cardania, causing a huge explosion that fragmented almost half of the planet, creating islands. And even in those isolated islands, a life form found its way to thrive. But it wasn't just any meteor, its interior housed the prison of something organic and formless. With the explosion, parts of the creature broke free. His prison was formed by energetic crystals which drained his life force. This creature's insatiable hunger for energy made it adapt, exploring the local flora and fauna. But the ambient light caused the creature to be weak, similar to its prison. Yada yada. Cool little story. And you're probably gonna have to fight these guys. That's what it looks like in this picture. Placement in the gaming world. Let's see. It's gonna have similar RPG traits. In order for calmness to be maintained, the adventurers must look for rare resources, forge items, and explore dark places to become the legendary warrior. So, moving on. Just talks about why they chose NFTs. Create character anatomy. So you have like your character, and he has random attributes. So he could have like a helmet, a spear, and some plated armor, and then a shield. And if your character has these things, when the game is first created, you will kind of get like a chest, and then in the chest will have these attributes. So you'll be able to equip your helmet, weapon, shield, and armor if your character has it. And then after that, though, if you sell your NFT, the next person that gets your NFT won't get that. So it's only for the people who own it on the start of, or on the launch date. So this kind of explains the game's features. So there's going to be off-chain items, and resources are not featured as NFTs. So for example, like these little gold nuggets over here will not be NFTs, but when you create this gold bar, maybe that is an NFT. And if this still isn't an NFT, then in another picture, you create like 4 gold bars to create reinforced armor, which is then an NFT. And they are common items that deteriorate, break, and get lost during game dynamics. So, for example, the spear, the bronze spear, may have less durability than, let's say, a gold spear, and this bronze spear can break. So you're going to constantly have to keep making bronze spears, which is nice because if that didn't happen, then bronze spears would be worth like 0.000000098 or something. Like there'd just be infinite amount of bronze swords and they'd be worthless. So it's cool that they break. It keeps the game play to earn. On-chain items, so the items that you can trade as NFTs, I'm assuming. They are not, yes, so they are non-fungible tokens, so these are the NFTs. And they also may deteriorate with some exceptions, and game dynamics can no longer be used, such equipped when deteriorated until fixed. So I guess you can fix them too. So maybe with a gold spear, if it breaks, you might have to use like another gold bar, maybe 2 gold bars to fix it. So it at least keeps like gold somewhat valuable. And I guess the weapon too, in some sense, if this is, I don't know how it's gonna work, but that's kind of the premise of that. Treasures and heirlooms. They consist of accessories that are minted, new NFTs conquered by the players, and are purchased only through off-chain manufactured products that can be freely and spontaneously minted by the player, becoming an on-chain item. NFTs items can also be purchased through trading between players on in-game markets. So I'm a little confused about off-chain manufactured products. I guess that's like you can make a spear if you talk to an NPC, so it doesn't have to be on the chain, but as soon as you make it and then sell it, it's then on chain or something. I don't know, I'm a little lost on that. Accessories examples, so reinforced gold armor minted from gold bars manufactured and produced. So like you get these nuggets that maybe aren't tradable, and then you get these gold bars that maybe aren't tradable, and then you make this, and then eventually it is tradable. That's kind of my understanding of it, and if I'm wrong, sorry about that. I will link their video. The recipes, so you need a recipe to make this gold armor. You don't need a recipe probably to make the gold bars, but you will need a recipe to use these gold bars to create the armor. And you get these recipes through certain activities, and maybe just by leveling up. I'm not entirely sure. It's the ticket for the character to start his own production. The game will feature 2 types of recipes, common recipes and exclusive recipes. During the game, common recipes will be made available according to the level of each profession. Okay. So if you're like a cook or something, and then you level up to like level 2, then you can now get like level 2 recipes and level 3 recipes, so forth. Some will be exclusive recipes that will be made only available through special events and missions. Some recipes will be available in temporary periods through special events. So, such as like, maybe they do a Christmas event where you get like a Santa Claus hat or something. I don't know. That's just a RuneScape example. I'm a nerd. Forging items with your recipes. So a golden spear needs 1 golden ingot and 2 wooden sticks. Only the dwarf has the capacity to produce gold. So if you have a dwarf NFT, then he can produce gold. And if you have a villager, he's the one who can produce wood. So the villager provides the wood to the dwarf, and the dwarf provides the gold to the villager. And the dwarf has a spear recipe, so he can make his own. The villager doesn't have that recipe, so he needs to look for somebody who can make it for him. And this, I think, explains part of that. Maybe I'll get to explaining a little bit of that later, because I'm pretty sure it's in there later. But now there's these islands that they talk about too. So they consist of lands where the player will be able to establish their properties and are characterized as NFTs. All participants who have a 1 warrior NFT will receive 1 island, and the distribution will be performed through an airdrop within conditions and deadlines that are to be determined in the future. So they're basically saying if you own 1, well actually I just know how this works, so I'm going to explain it. If you own 1 warrior, you get a 1x1 piece of land. If you own 2 warriors, you get a 2x2 piece of land. But then it gets a little bit more complicated, and they explain this in the video, so I'll let you just watch it. But then it goes to 5, and then if you own 5, you get a 3x3 piece of land. And then I think it's like 15, and then you get like a 4x4 or like a 9x9 or something. And then I think their most is like if you own 150 warriors, you get 12x12. So it scales kind of like crazy after the first 2. But yeah, if you own them, you need to claim your piece of land as well. And they're gonna do that through some process that they haven't made yet. So that's gonna be determined in the future as well. The game architecture kind of shows how they're going to have the their mobile client and their PC client kind of communicating with each other. So you'll be able to play this game on your phone as well as on your computer. Game economy. So let's see, placement. I don't want to just read it out or else I would just link it. So I'm trying to find the most important things, but it's basically saying, you know, how the game is going to keep its value with certain things and how you're going to be able to trade. So Warrior NFT is a unique game feature. Each NFT will give access to a character within the game and 1 island, 1 skin, and it's all identical to the NFT creature, the accessories that the NFT creature carries, such as like a weapon, shield, helmet, and each character's profession and powers. So like I was showing you earlier, if you had an NFT that held like a helmet and a shield and a sword, then when your character is created, you will get all those assets as well. The Cardano Warriors economy consists of the following resources. So the game character, the accessories, weapon and other items, the recipes that dictate the powers and rarities inherited from the warrior, the character's skin, the islands, tools, so I guess like a pickaxe or something later in the future, elements, so raw materials minted, manufactured products, and treasures and heirlooms. So there's also going to be like treasure chests or like random drops, I'm assuming, from monsters you kill, and those are going to be like treasures or special things that you can get that I believe will power up certain things. So like maybe give you a faster mining rate. So if you have a pickaxe and you're a dwarf and you want to mine gold, certain heirlooms or treasures will make you mine that gold faster. All players start as an outlander. No items at all, or just basic items. If the player has an NFT of an orc, for example, then the player will receive the orc skin and whatever assets he has. So in this example, he has a silver shield, he'll get the shield, he'll get the spear, and he has his little gold bracelet, so he'll get the gold bracelet as well. Orc skills can be used and equipped, so his profession looks like he's good with crossbows and some sort of like fighting combat skills that'll come in the future. All the resources are likely to be traded freely between players at their time and discretion. So you can basically trade any of these whenever you'd like. But obviously if you trade the spear, you'll no longer have it. Supply chain. Alright, I'm going to try to zoom in. This was a little hard to understand, so I'm going to do my best. NFT Warrior here is a dwarf. Character gives you access to his skin, the island that dwarf claimed, the equipment that he's wearing, so all of this stuff, and his skills. So power of the dwarf NFT is mining, so he can mine gold. Character mined element with NFT produces gold ore. And then you can only mine that gold ore if you are in a dungeon. And there's going to be, like, the land that you claim will not have dungeons on it. You can only go to NPC claimed land or lands with NPCs and enter dungeons that way. And then I guess there's going to be this game's currency utility token, whatever coin they decide to create, that you're going to be able to stake this. And if you stake a certain amount, it increases the hash power, which I believe increases your mining power at a certain level. So maybe you can mine more ores or faster ores or different ores. I'm not sure yet. Kind of goes into some other things that I'm going to butcher if I try to talk about it. With gold ore, the player enables the character's ability to manufacture the gold bar. So we talked about that. You mine some gold ore, you use the gold ore to make the gold bar. And when you create the gold bar, I believe this is what it's saying. I think it's saying you will destroy or burn the gold ore. and you will get the gold bar, is I believe what it is saying. And then manufactured resources the players can acquire game treasure and relics. So maybe there's also like a chance that when you manufacture something, you also get a treasure or a relic, or these are what they consider treasures or relics. A little lost on that as well. Treasures and relics are accessories minted in the form of NFTs. So I believe though, when you create the gold armor, you are minting it. So you're gonna pay some ADA to mint it, even though you have the gold bars to do so. I believe. I'm not entirely sure. I'm trying to do my best to explain this. Characteristics of treasures: they're minted in the network, so they're on chain. If evolved, they are burned. Increase power and challenges, increase player reputation, unlock game phases, access to additional rewards, airdrops and other assets to the maintainer. Not entirely sure. I think what they mean is if you have, let's say, a piece of gold armor, and then you want to, let's say, make it a reinforced gold armor, just an example, I don't know if this is what they're doing, then you could then spend additional gold to make it reinforced gold armor, and maybe you will burn the gold armor for the reinforced armor. That's kind of my take on that. So we're going to get away from all this stuff that I'm not too sure about, but let's see, aspects of active community participation. So they're tokenomics basically. 10,000 NFT Warriors used by the community to participate in discussions. Okay, so the 10,000 NFT Warriors are going to be the people who can kind of vote and give out ideas, and kind of like a DAO. And that's kind of what I got based off of this. And then they say their Warriors game beta version is coming Q4 on the roadmap. And I'm not sure about that. I saw, where is it? There was a better picture for their roadmap. So here it is. So it doesn't say anything about Q4. And that's why I was saying I don't know about that, because I meant for 2021. I don't think they meant Q4 for 2021. I think they meant Q4 for 2022. But on Q1 2022, so like January, February, that is when they plan to have the release of their islands. And that is also when the alpha version is going to come out. And it's going to be private, probably to only a handful of people, maybe just the developers, maybe just a few people who have been with the project for a while. And then quarter of 2 of 2022, that's when the beta version is going to come out, and it's going to be public. So it's going to be probably a very limited server where you can do like just a few of the things that they're testing out. So that'll be kind of cool. And Q3 is where they're going to have their candidate version on the mainnet. Don't know what that's going to have. And then quarter 4 2022, that's when they're going to have their big release. So challenges, annex, that's basically it. So that's what I want to talk about. We can go to CNFT and we can see the minimum right now. They are 135 ADA. I don't know how much it was to mint these, but I can only imagine that people are up. And the fact that some of these lands, for the 12 of 12 lands, the islands, have to be 150 warriors owned, I can't imagine that they were worth this at mint price. So that's going to be almost impossible for anybody to own unless you got it way early, or you just got a lot of money. So it's going to be really cool. Those islands are going to be very rare. I think this game has a lot of potential. It reminds me a lot of RuneScape, maybe MapleStory-ish in a way from the artwork. And I just think that this is a project that could really grow, and it looks like it is growing. They have their Cardano Warriors YouTube channel where they have some AMAs and some updates that they're doing, and they're hiring people and they're working on it constantly and they're giving updates constantly. So this is far from anything that I would see as a rug pull or a red flag. So yeah, I just want to share this project with you guys. Do your own research and have a good day.